Hey everyone, welcome to Dubventures. If you're new to the channel, my name's Tom. This is our campervan and today we're going to give you the 5 top ultimate campervan tips. So if you're just getting into van life or you've been into van life for a long time, hopefully some of these tips are going to help you out in your van life journey. So tip number 1. Now whether you've hired a campervan or a motorhome or something like that you're going to go and do your first trip with, if you're doing that with the reason that you're thinking about maybe buying a campervan, or you've just bought a campervan and you're getting ready to go on your first journey, let me tell you something, this ultimate tip: don't let the first journey that you ever do in your campervan be the sort of like pathway, if you like, to like how van life is going to be for you. Because a lot of times when you go on your first journey and you do your first overnight stay, it's not going to give a true representation of what van life is going to be like, because there's going to be a lot of things that you don't know. You'll get to a campsite, you'll be like looking for things, everything will be a mess in the van, you'll have forgot things, and then if the weather's not so great on your first overnight stay, it can pretty much turn into a bit of a disaster. It's a good few months, I'd say, to get like used to like what you're doing, and then it becomes easy for you. But just don't let, if your first journey that you go on sort of like it's a bit of a disaster, don't let that be the pathway to how you think that van life is going to be. And the ultimate campervan tip that I'm going to give you guys is, don't go in all guns blazing. So you've got your campervan and think that you need every single accessory possible for your campervan. Do you know what? We've been like into van life for about 5 years now, and we've still got accessories that we bought when we got our first campervan that we still don't use. There's a lot of things that you'll buy that you'll never use, and you'll think, why did I buy that? Take your time, figure out what it is that you need, because it'll cost you a lot of money to buy like all these unnecessary accessories that you will never ever use. So like I said, take your time with it and don't go in all guns blazing. The third ultimate campervan tip that I'll give you guys is, now if you're on your journey of like finding your first campervan and you're looking to like see what campervan you want, understand what the van's capabilities are going to be and understand why it is that you get in that van. Now the first campervan that we got was a Volkswagen Transporter T5. Now we had it lowered and everything, and it was like, it was just a vehicle that like was really smart, it was really nice looking and everything. But as we went along our journey with van life, we found out that because it had been lowered, it limited a lot of things that we wanted to do. Now because of that, that made us understand that when we got a different campervan like the one that we have now, that we didn't want it to be lowered or anything, and we wanted like big off-road wheels and things because we wanted to go off the beaten track and things. So if you're on the journey of looking for your first campervan, like I said, think about what you want to do with it is. Now if you just want to go to like campsites and things and not really do like any exploring or anything, yeah, then getting like a van that's been lowered and things like that, if that's what you're into, that'll work really good for you. But like I said, just have a think about long term what you want to do with your campervan, and like I said, its capabilities. Think about what it is that you actually want to do long term. The fourth ultimate campervan tip that I'll give you guys, now we are talking from experience here, you need to embrace the outdoor weather. Now in the UK, the weather, it isn't always that great. It rains a lot, it's cold a lot. When we do get a summer, whether we get summer weather is like, it's a bit, sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. But what I'm saying is, embrace the outdoor weather. You need to get the correct outdoor clothing. Now, we've done it where we've been on campervan trips and we've just said, oh, let's just get a waterproof jacket just on the off chance that it rains and things, and we've gone out and we've bought cheap. Now the thing is, if you're in it for the long term with van life, buy quality outdoor clothing. Things like waterproof clothing, like your jackets and things, boots and like waterproof pants and that, because do you know what guys, you'll thank me long term. It's such a good investment to do something like that. So do not scrimp and scrape on quality outdoor clothing. So here it is guys, the 5th ultimate campervan tip, and we have got some bonus ones as well. So yes, the 5th one, it's about the journey, not the destination. So when you go on your ultimate road trip, take your time. It's not about getting to the campsite, it's not about getting to the wild camping spot, it's about exploring on your journey. Now if you've watched any of our Scotland trips recently, you know that like we've gone from like one destination to another. The in-between bit where we've gone discovering, look at pulling points, going for walks and like going discovering different places, it's been amazing. Some of the things that you find, it's so worth just taking your time. So don't think that like you have to get to your destination and that's what it's all about. Explore, find the pulling points, go and have a look, because you know what, that's where the memories will be. So guys, like I said, it's about the journey, it's not the destination. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to give you a couple of bonus ones. Now, we spoke about outdoor clothing before. If you've got a pet, again, with the weather and everything, because it all sort of like comes into like one thing. If you've got a pet, think about, you know, getting some quality outdoor gear for your pet. Now, we've got for our fur baby Thor, put a picture here. We've got like an outdoor combat jacket. Now, it was expensive, but we've had it for a few years now, and you know what? That allows us to be able to go out, do exploring and things. And if it's muddy, if it's wet and things like that, the only thing that we need to clean is his paws, because the rest of him is clean, because this jacket, it sort of covers him, and you know, we can just wipe that and keep it clean. Get some quality like towels, you know, that you can clean your dog with after. Maybe get like a little shower unit and things, you know, just because keeping your pet clean when you're on your camper van travels, it takes a lot of stress away, because you're in such a small space when you're like parked up and you've got your overnight stay planned. And if your dog is like wet, muddy and things like that, and you've not got the correct gear to obviously keep your dog clean in the first place, and obviously keep your dog dry and clean, it becomes a little bit stressful. So that's a really good ultimate tip. Get some correct outdoor clothing for your dog. And even if you don't have electrics in your van, you can consider getting a power station. Like, we've got some power stations, and you know what, it makes such a big difference, because at least you can have power in your camper van when you go on your camper van trip. So we have an EcoFlow power station, and you can use these things, you know, you can use them to, you know, like use a hairdryer for girls, you know, you can use hair straighteners. I say hairdryer for girls, you know, you can use hairdryer for guys as well, and hair straighteners. But anyway, so that's the type of thing that you need to be looking at. Maybe get like a power station that you can use, so that you don't have to get everything fully kitted out in your van. It gives you power as well, that you can like charge all like your things up, you know, while you're on the road and while you're camping overnight and things. And some power stations can actually power like a fan heater as well. Well worth looking into. Power units are well worth looking into, and we do recommend the EcoFlow ones, and we'll put a link in the description if it's something that you want to look at. Right, I think we've got time for one more bonus tip. Guys, be ready to go at the drop of a hat. Sometimes when you go like on a trip, you know, you can sort of like, you know, you can pack too many things, you can overthink it, and it takes a long time to get ready. But if you've got like the basic things in your van, like your sleeping bags, you know, your pillows, you know, some basic food, your cooker and things like that, be ready to go at the drop of a hat, because then that way, you know, you can just like make that decision, and them are the best ones where you just say, do you know what, should we go somewhere and do an overnight stay? And kind of like coming on with that as well, you don't have to always plan a camping trip where you stay overnight. You can do like little mini travels where you can go out for the day, you can go to a beautiful area, make your dinner and come home, because you know what, that in itself feels like a little break. So I would definitely consider just doing like mini trips as well. I hope them tips have been useful for you. If you haven't subscribed already, please consider hitting that subscribe button. It really helps the channel out, it's free, and we really appreciate every single one of you. Hit the like button while you're there. Till the next one guys, bye for now.